Je crois qu'on est live. Bonjour tout le monde. I will just make a quick intro in French. Bonjour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, nous accueillons la région de Prešov en Slovaquie. Ce live se déroulera donc en anglais. Si vous n'êtes pas confortable avec la langue de Shakespeare, vous pouvez tenter votre chance avec les sous-titres automatiques qui seront disponibles après la diffusion. Hello everybody. Today it will be held in English since our guests are coming from Prešov self-governing region PSK in Slovakia, and my Slovak is still not very fluent. Having no SDI and no GIS team in 2018, they are now running a fully operational geOrchestra platform and disseminate good practices in Slovakia. They are going to tell us their story. Let me present you Marek Hudak, head of the geodata team at Prešov region. Maybe you want to introduce yourself quickly, Marek?
Yeah, hello everyone. Nice to see you and nice to meet you through this virtual call. My name is Marek Hudak. I am with the team at PSK 2 years, and it's exactly 2 years today, so it's an anniversary for me.
Sorry, I forgot the champagne.
I'm a leader of GIS component within Catching Up Regions initiative. I'm the leader of the team which is try to implement RSDI, regional special data infrastructure, within the self-governing region in Slovakia.
Hello, Marek, and there is also Miki Michalko, who is the head of the GIS and Geography department at Prešov University. Hello, Miki.
Hello, everyone. I'm happy to having me here, and like Sean said, I'm doing GIS consultancy at the Prešov region and also acting as a researcher at the Prešov University. Thank you.
And on the geOrchestra PSC side, there are François,
hi everyone.
Pierre,
Hello everyone,
and me, Jean. Before we start, you can join us and ask questions by email, Twitter, or IRC, or YouTube comments. This is the first one. We didn't do it before. The links are provided in the description of the video, so you should have it on your screen. And we will try to answer all questions in due time. Okay. Marek joined the project later in 2019, but Miki was there from the beginning. And maybe, well, I will introduce a little bit the beginning of the project, but then Miki will tell us more. I was also involved in this project quite soon. So this geOrchestra platform is part of Curie initiative. So it was Catching Up Region initiative. It's a European program funding for catching up for regions that are considered in need for support. And there were several components. One of them was to improve the IT tools used by the region. In this context, it was decided that the tools already existing were really too old and to deprecate, and to deploy a new platform, an SDI, and with the SDI to set up a team to manage it and animate it. So I guess I remember there were some reflections, some analysis about the different possibilities for the platform. And maybe, Miki, you can tell us more about it.
Okay, thank you. I will also start with my presentation. Let me share my screen. Okay. I try to turn my camera also on. Okay. Can you hear the presentation and can you hear me well? Okay,
Yes.
excellent. That's okay. Thank you again. And today I would like to introduce you how did we start and how we launched the first open regional geoportal in Slovakia. So today I would like to show you where we are. First, Prešov region is located near northeast of Slovakia with the border with Poland and Ukraine. We have more than 800,000 inhabitants living here, 13 districts and almost 700 municipalities. And I would say we are mostly touristic region because we have in our territory the highest mountain in Slovakia, High Tatras. So I would start to explain our competencies in the region. I think it's similar like more region, but compared to the Czech, we had other to the Czechia. I mean, we have other competencies. That's let's go. Regarding these duties and also link it to the demanded data, there are also competencies in the land use planning and strategic planning with big amount of comprehensive data. The development documents with mostly, let's say, demographic data, some environmental data. What is strong competence also, it's social services, healthcare, and secondary education, and also very strong competence. And nowadays it's going to in is tourism data, and also we have some Roma settlements mapping. Roma settlements and Roma community within the region. I would like to discuss it later. Okay, what about motivation and goal and the starting? That's at 2018, I think somewhere in March or April, I'm not sure. The beginning of whole story of Prešov SDI. It was a bit uncertainty with GIS, mainly due to lack of information about it in the regional government authorities. They understood it as another IT, maybe unneeded project with the vendor lock in background. But because they were used to do it, because it's still or often it's the same in Slovakia when you are doing some new IT projects. There's still too much proprietary companies and so, and everyone afraid of vendor lock. But on the other side, we were lucky because after 16 years of one politician party leading, we faced with the new people in the regional government, and authorities looked for new motivation, a new agenda. For example, in understanding information flows at the office, effective decision making, and need for the comprehensive knowledge about the region. I would like to say also, for example, when you look at some regional politician, he knows maybe his districts, but whole region he are not able to know. He need the data to take decision, for example, which road he wants to reconstruct, but or where he has a problem with unemployment rate, and therefore the data for the study there was the goal to have high quality data and useful analysis. And what I would like to say also is the big role played on it at the beginning was a World Bank also with the consultants, with the great technical support. And also I have to say you still have to have at least one enthusiast in a high position, and we had one. His name is Mr. Grej, and we thank you for advocating this project at the beginning. Okay, so why geOrchestra? So in 2018, like I said, we had to decide what platform we would like to use, and honestly, we didn't know much about SDI at that time. I mean, mainly about tech background. So we start building SDI with help of Catching Up Region project, like Jean said, and also the Prešov University played a role in wall process as a local GIS knowledge unit, let's say. There was not too much choices at the market, I would say, available when you're looking for some SDI open source technology. And also we wanted to avoid vendor lock-in. We had good knowledge of, for example, desktop GIS systems, mainly due to university, but whole platform we didn't know how to deploy by our own. And World Bank helped us to decide or to direct us to geOrchestra, and I can say from my perspective it was a good choice. Maybe I would say something about one of the biggest activity, because it was the big step for deeper understanding how regional SDI can work. We have learned from GeoBritain. We had great series of workshop from GeoBritain team where they provided us through a comprehensive philosophy of SDI. That's again, I would like to thank you, Fabrice, Stefan, and the team. And I can say we took back to home key abilities how to start managing SDI. These key abilities I would mention was, for example, we learned that raw data are not very useful if there is no value, and important is how we are able to represent them. This is very crucial. We need to offer some service and promote well on the platform. I mean, this data you have to promote this as a service, and after that it works. Also, we bring from GeoBritain some, let's say, encourage to do things other way, or maybe to be don't afraid to contact the national levels and so. But Marek will speak about it more. But yes, this bottom up sometimes direction could bring to your desired goals. And yeah, we also run the new problem statement methods and agile, and so that's will help us to thinking and managing the activities. Maybe what was small advantages from my perspective was we were like tabula rasa, and it takes time for us to realize what we have learned in GeoBritain and how to implement it to the real life. That's this from my perspective. It takes sometimes maybe more like a year to everything digest from.
Do you think it's a disadvantage? Because I would say that maybe you also avoid having some legacy software to deal with and to integrate, you know?
Yes, it's good point, but also I think we were not so good prepared maybe with our technical skills before. We had almost no technical background of the SDI. That was the point. But also, yeah, you're right. Okay.
So I understood that you didn't knew geOrchestra when we start, and from the time you make the workshop in Brittany, how many times did you take to put the first data in your IDS?
Okay, it's a very good question. Um, I'm not sure. I didn't check this, but what I can say, there was from the beginning big pressure from the Prešov region authorities to have some results. They would like to see results immediately, and we have to publish some web maps very rapidly. That's, I think it's the first published data set, or the first published information through the web map was very quick after after
I remember we had a training in January 2019, and I believe the first data were published soon after.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, also I'm almost at the end of this first part. Let me show some milestones, but maybe Marek will be better in this. I just focus on study visit. Like I mentioned, it was a very crucial point for us. Also, starting to building the data inventory and their integration in geOrchestra, it was very important. Also, like I mentioned, we start first partnerships with University of Prešov and maybe statistical office. It was very first partnership, and also, like I mentioned, there was the demand for the quick results, and easy or light web map application was our first published service. Okay, that's, I think, at the beginning is everything from me, and I can put the stage to Marek. Or
thank you, Miki. So I don't know if we have questions already. No, Pierre, François, we don't have questions.
No question for the moment.
Okay, so we can go on. So Marek, you joined the team in 2019 as head of the newly born geodata team. I don't know exactly how you call it. So I will say geodata team in Prešov self-governing region. The platform was mostly already in place, and a first training had already been provided. However, you got up running very quickly yourself, and under your supervision, the geodata team soon became a real player when it comes to geodata and globally to data in the region and above. So what can you tell us about this story? And maybe then we will see a few data stories that stand out.
Yeah, so as I said, in US, as you said, I'm ahead of this geodata team or GIS team since 1st March 2019. So it's exactly 2 years today, and we started in February 2019. Spatial data department within big spatial data division in ICT department, so Department of Information and Communication Technologies. It was, as I said, in February 2019, and we had 4 internal people this time. In our division, so it was shortly named GIS division, and plus Miki, 4 people plus Miki as a GIS consultant from university. In June 2019, we launched the beta version of GeoPortal.
Just a minute, Marek, sorry. Excuse me, Miki, can you unshare your screen, please? Because we are still seeing your screen. Sorry, Marek.
Yeah, okay. So in June 2019, so 4 or 5 months after we became a part of GIS division, we launched the beta version of our geoportal. It was announced on final conference of the first phase or first year of Catching Up Regions initiative. But in November 2019, we became a part of strategical and analytical unit of Prešov self-governing region. It was a new unit founded through European structural funds, and our GIS unit became part of this big department, and we are in this position till today. So in April 2020, we
has it changed? Sorry, Marek. Has it changed your position and your influence, being part of this new team? What has it changed actually?
Mm-hmm. We can say it has one big advantage and one disadvantage. The advantage is that we are closer to the implementation of projects or steps through our data or data analysis or spatial data publishing. This is the big advantage because we are closer to, let's say, decision makers. But the disadvantage is that we lost official institutional position or structure, because we are not longer like a department. We are just a team within a department. So maybe we are not such independent as we were, but on the other hand, as I said, we had much more influence on our change politics or something like that.
Yeah, and maybe it makes easier for other departments to call for your help because you are not a department yourselves.
Exactly. Since we are strategical analytical unit, and it's a, let's say, official name, Strategical and Analytical Development Institute. All our colleagues or also people from external environment knows that we are devoting to data analytics, data publishing, and also regional spatial data infrastructure is a part of agenda of this department. Last year, in April, we launched, let's say, official version of GeoPortal, when we published around 170 datasets. Now we have around 200 datasets from 12 or 15 different sources. We have published, and we have now available 12 thematic maps, and also official partnerships with city of Prešov, for example. With the city of Prešov as the biggest city within our region, we organized, for example, first public sector hackathon in Slovakia, and winning product of this hackathon was developed or was based on PSK open data published on our infrastructure. So it was about schools and about education offer in our region. Also, we have partnerships with civic associations, Slovak Geodesy Office, Statistical Office, National Labor Office, but I will introduce or I will explain you these partnerships with national levels later in concrete use cases. So this is probably all from my side for this time, and I'm open to answer your questions if you have any questions.
Thanks, Marek. So now that we have made a presentation of the context, maybe we can go with a few success data stories. Well, success or challenging data stories. You had some interesting and challenging projects. So maybe Miki, you will present us something about the Roma community mappings. Maybe by starting by explaining what is the Roma communities topic in Slovakia and why it is a hot topic.
Yes. Okay. I also start with sharing screen. Let's not forget. I try to do it again. Okay. Can you see the screen? Okay, excellent. So, yeah.
We don't see you anymore.
Okay. I try to turn. It looks I'm turning it on. Okay.
Yes, that's okay.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, the Roma topic in Slovakia is still valid. For example, these projects aim to improving the social and economic integration of Roma communities. What is in Slovakia condition, let's say, never-ending issue, maybe more than 20 years and maybe more. The aim is to define and propose integrated development programs for the pilot municipalities that address key priorities such social issue and access to the services. I don't know how it works with Roma issue or Roma topics in other countries, but here in Slovakia, like I said, there is still some stereotypes with living with this community. Some are integrated in the village, some are not integrated, and this is the authorities trying to solve it. And I hope this our project could a bit push this question further with concrete mapping and trying to identifying the issues by the quality data. Like I said, having access to high quality data or high quality spatial data is necessary to help plan this intervention. Therefore, the GIS unit, led by Marek, in association with the local development team, coordinated and led to community mapping activity 6 pilot municipalities within Prešov region with focus on housing issue. And the team worked closely with both municipality and community representatives to achieve the goals. I try to, okay. Like I mentioned, GeoBritain and also World Bank help us to start thinking with some problem statement to pose the problem, and this we pose the problem statements to address rapid continuous building in Roma settlements. It is one of the issue here in the Prešov region. And because we lack of this data, we didn't know how quick the Roma settlements are spreading, and so.
Yeah, and we are talking about settlements with very few infrastructure, no water, no real roads, garbage collection issues, etc. Right?
Yes, it depends. It depends on how on which. Settlements we are talking about, because like I said, we have some integrated communities which are closely or integrated in the village, or also we have some separate settlements with our like satellites around the villages, and mostly in these segregated settlements are this issue what you mentioned, but not at all.
Okay.
So regarding activities in this, let's say, success story, we have to create some methodology how to collect data in the field. We used, for example, mapathons for collecting up-to-date data for the field validation, or for the field collecting another attributes. And and this was this whole process, and after that we try to analyze it, we try to do some spatial analytics and publishing data as open data. This is picture from our mapathon. Here helped us the Unipo mappers. It's a chapter of YAV mappers based on our university in Prešov University. We are happy to have it. These young students. They helped us vectorizing the buildings, the roads, and so. And that was the start. Let's say start point to do more analysis, or to do more things in this project. Sorry. Okay.
This was mostly led by the university, the mapathon.
I'm sorry, I can hear you.
It was mostly led by the university, this mapathon, or was it a more region initiative?
In general, mapathons are doing at universities or led by universities, but this concrete mapathons was, let's say, on demand from the from the Prešov region, and in collaboration with the PSK, World Bank, and the university. Okay, this is example picture from the field mapping. We used field mapping, open source field mapping application in the mobile devices, and we collected some data regarding to housing, like roof, like the quality of roof, like I don't know, like the materials of building is built on, and so.
Did you link this field mapping application with geOrchestra?
Not directly. It is not connected to, let's say, PostgreSQL or PostGIS. It's most offline. But after that, after validating and after editing data, we push it to the geOrchestra.
Okay, so you don't use the OGC services that geOrchestra can give
for edition?
We use some WMS services which are like background in this application.
Okay.
Which we had implemented already at the geOrchestra at the time.
And what tool were you using on the mobile devices?
Yes, it's input application. I can say it's quite good. We also trying QField application, and both are working very well. And this is a picture of let's say one of the results. On the left side you can see the reference building database, and on the right side it's our work. After vectorizing, there is quite difference what we saw and what we map.
Okay.
And also after that we try to do some spatial analytics. And for example, on this map you can very easily identify where the Roma settlements are located, because mostly they are building these houses very close to each other, and this is a very nice heat map what is presented. And so regarding to results, We mapped more than 1,000 buildings, some tens kilometers of the new roads, and also with field mapping we identify, for example, inconsistency of house census numbers with the reference register. Also high proportion of houses, for example, without facades. Relatively high proportion of Eternit or asbestos roof. I don't know if you know this kind of or type of roofs.
Yes, we know.
It's very dangerous when you are demolating these, and so it's very bad for your breath and so. Also we find. For example, 1/3 of the buildings in one municipality represent an emergency housing building. Okay, and like I said, publishing data is open. We publish the data, this collected data as open data to our SDI and also back to the OpenStreetMap database. So I think it's all from my side. Thank you.
Just Miki, I did not understand exactly your statement of 1/3 of the buildings represent emergency housing in the previous slide. What do you mean?
Yeah, maybe I put wrong English. It's we identified that almost 1/3 of one municipality has the buildings which are not very
Secured.
secured. Yes, secured
Yeah.
for the building. Yeah, for the housing. Okay.
Okay, just fragile and quick made stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Maybe Marek can add me because he did a lot in this project.
Mike, we had a question, Mike, for you as well. You mentioned there were currently almost 2,000 datasets on your geoportal. Which data? 200. Sorry, 200. Which data is most in demand on this portal? Do you know? It's for Marek. The question.
Maybe I can give you answer. Marek speaking. So far, I need to confess we follow only page views and our spectators on thematic maps, more on thematic maps than on datasets. And for example, during the first wave of coronavirus, our COVID app was number one in page views. But later and these days, for example, the leader of these statistics is thematic map about the new programming period. We are talking about the new programming period of European Structural Funds 2021-2027, because we like regional self-governance. We are responsible for preparing projects and strategy how to spend these funds in our area. So we contribute and or we cooperate with our municipalities. We have maybe it's very important to say we have 665 municipalities in our territory. So also in these statistics, our region is the biggest one, and we are cooperating with these municipalities also through our geoportal, through the surveys. Then we publishing our results of surveys in a spatial map or in maps, in thematic maps, and this thematic map is the most demanding because new programming period is very up-to-date topic and people are interested about money.
So
Okay.
your audience is mostly communities, it's municipalities, etc. Or is it also public people, everybody?
We have not measured it so far exactly. We would like to do it in 2021 and improve our analytics. that we estimate that it's 50-50 municipalities and common people.
Okay. And for public, not municipalities usage, what is, in your opinion, the most used and expected data that you provide currently?
Yeah, maybe I can mention one more thing. What we also did, we get data from our Ministry of Finance of Slovak Republic about um, tax prognosis. And this is very interesting for municipalities because in Slovak tax system, municipalities get 70% of our salaries taxes, if you know what I mean. And especially during the COVID crisis, this topic is interesting for municipalities. We prepared, or we get just CSV from our Minister of Finance, prognosis of taxes. We integrated it to the geOrchestra. We displayed it on the map and sent to municipalities. And when we did it, these days mm, uh, we touched the record of views per day and per month and per week. So this is also what we did. What we do. We get data from national level, give them a spatial parameter or attribute, and publish it to the people or to the municipalities.
Prognosis is maybe not a word very much known by people. You mean predictions of taxes?
Yeah, exactly. Projection for next days, months. Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking about collecting data and interacting with the government, maybe you can tell us a bit more about what you did in cooperations with some ministries, statistical office, labor office, because you had some interactions and two ways interaction, as I understand.
Yeah, I think this is quite interesting. Let me share my screen, but I need to find a way how to do it exactly.
This is a button on your left,
Yeah, I
screen button,
see. Okay, perfect.
and you can choose either a
Yes,
screen or just an application window.
yeah. Uh, you should see it probably.
We do.
Yeah, perfect. I prepared the two simple visualizations. How we cooperate with, or how we start cooperate with statistical office and central office of labor under Ministry of Labor. These two institutions were the first institutions we touched. Why these two national institutions? So statistical office is the national guarantee of the data, we can say, mostly about economic and demographic data, and this kind of data are the crucial one for us for region in general. So and also they have quite a good systems and good databases, uh, and these databases provide APIs.
Yes, what's quite nice from them is they provide quite a lot of data openly on a website API that you can explore, right? That's how you started, actually.
Yeah, the first step was we sent uh, official data request, as you can see this icon on the screen. Um, they have a database called DataCube, and they was quite or they were quite open to for cooperation, and we organized a meeting in Bratislava in their office. we arranged some pilot data sets or pilot cubes. Then, in cooperation with World Bank, with Eugen and other experts, we integrated this data through the harvesters. You can see the harvester above the arrow, and we integrated
which is not, sorry, Marek, which is not a GeoNetwork harvester. It's another kind of harvest, but yes, harvesting data from the API provided, because the web interface was not suitable for automation, so we needed to use the API.
Exactly, thank you. And then we store the data in our PostgreSQL database, and they are automatically updated in any change in data cube. And then we created some views, some layers, mainly about the demographic and economic data. And the final instance was dataset in GeoNetwork with metadata, and also in MViewer map client, where we publish most of our thematic maps. What is very good, and what is useful for also other people, is that we provide our code as open. I mean, harvester code and all codes are like open source, and they are available on GitLab, published on in our article, in our blog post within our platform geopressure-region.sk. So everybody can use it. And we also prepare area for other municipalities to cooperate with statistical office in similar way. For example, I know after us, capital of Slovakia, Bratislava, they launched also some cooperation with statistical office. So
could you give us the name of the repository for the GitLab?
I don't know if you can share it, or Jean, maybe.
I can try to find it. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
About this code about the harvesters, just to precise that it is quite use case specific, because each time it is adapted to the API. It was created by Peter Hanečak, who's a Slovak World Bank consultant. So it is quite use case specific, but I believe it can provide a ground for adaptation for other needs, quite similar. We'll try to get the link and provide it in the comments.
Thank you.
Yeah, and maybe okay, I can continue with Central Office of Labor, and then I will show you the results in MViewer at the end. So this was a statistical office, and the second instance is in our first cooperation, or first two cooperations, where Central Office of Labor, it's an institution under Ministry of Labor, Social Affairs and Family. I'm sorry. This institution is responsible for unemployment and labor market data. And this was very bad, because this kind of data were available on their website in very ugly and huge unstructured Excel sheets. Yeah, it was available, but not in open data format, not in structure we need. And also there was I'm sorry, one more issue, that this data, which are monthly updated, was only on district granularity. But we would like to work with municipality data, and not only on district level, but we would like to go lower. Because, for example, as we already mentioned today, we have specific municipalities with specific Roma community, and we it's in some cases it's important for us to have data about unemployed people in these municipalities, not in whole district. This is one of use cases we can use this data, but also we can find other use cases why these data are important and interesting. So we asked for change methodology and we request also for open data format to Ministry of Labor and Central Office of Labor. We had 2, 3, or 4 meetings. This is why I put 3 icons, not only one here, because we had more than one meeting and it was quite difficult to speak sometimes with them. But at the end, they changed the methodology completely for a whole country, and they started to publish open data in XML or JSON format. And also they opened municipality data as public data. So this was a big step, and this is a good. I think it's a good success story. In this case, how regional people from just regional self-governance can or can have influence on national open data and can launch bigger impact. So the similar process as before in statistical office, we integrated it to our PostgreSQL database, publish it, and also publish in our thematic maps on everywhere. We also did some computations. It was quite time-consuming, but the result is very, very nice. So let me just show you a few maps, or if you have some questions, I can also answer it now.
Yeah, maybe do you have other data that you are trying to get free, to liberate?
You mean within Labor Office?
With other ministries or other national sources that you are trying to push towards open data?
Yeah, for example, we were in a group of people who pushed or who made a pressure on the Ministry of Health regarding COVID data, and it was quite successful because it was not only from PSK or from our institution, but we were more a group of institutions, as I said, and based on their open data, we also can do some good visualizations through appropriate software, Power BI, I need to confess. Yeah. Also, we have other institutions like Center of Science and Technical Information. It's a garant of education data. We also try to cooperate also with them and push some open data, but so sometimes you are more successful than sometimes less. So
yeah,
there was a case where we were less successful.
Sure. Okay, maybe you can show us quickly a few maps before we wrap up this session.
Yeah, exactly. So let me just briefly introduce our geoportal. This is our CMS, and let me show you thematic map devoted to unemployment and labor market data. And you will see in this thematic map also statistical office data and labor market data. So in tab population, I can maybe quickly translate into the English for our audience, but probably it's not very successful. Never mind. Okay, so we have some population data here about number of inhabitants in districts, also in municipalities. We have some current rates of migration balance or natural growth or natural increase. This is, let's say, basic information of our region. Just for your better imagination, where is our region located? So I will zoom out the map and show you that it's quite slow. Yeah, so you can see that we are in the eastern part, as Miki said in the beginning of this presentation. On the right is Ukraine, or on the east is Ukraine, and north is Poland, and on the south is Hungary, but we also have our partnership region, Košice region here. Yeah, and in this total growth map, you can see that, for example, we have the biggest city here, Prešov. You can see a big minus of inhabitants here, but on the other hand, big plus of inhabitants in close villages.
So, yeah, so people are moving to the suburbs?
Exactly. This is what I want to say. And let me also show you briefly some labor office data. Let's say, yeah, number of registered unemployed people in municipalities. I will show you, for example,
while it is loading, we can possibly also mention that you also provided some maps about the health situation, COVID situation, helping people to find closest doctors, etc. There are quite a lot of map applications that target specific use cases.
Yeah, for example, you can see the COVID trend in unemployment rate in my domestic district. You can see a big growth in April, March 2020, and this growth was not stopped till today. So, it's not unemployment. It's not unemployment rate. It's a number of unemployed people, but it's a similar statistic. And we also, for example, I can also show you the structure of unemployed people in districts based on education level. And this map is showing districts where we have a big share of people with only elementary education or without elementary education. And you see that we have 3 districts quite dark on the map. And this is the same districts, or these same districts are in the first 3 places in share in statistic regarding share of Roma population. So you see that this underline the big issue and big problem with integrating Roma to the labor market. And
yes,
this is
and access to education too.
I'm sorry, I just want to say that I would like to end with this.
Okay, thanks, Marek. Do we have any questions?
I have a question. I can see on your portal that you have a COVID maps. From where do you get the information of all LC information?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I heard well. From where we are getting the data, or
the data for COVID data. This is from Health Ministry. You are getting the data.
Yes, these data are collecting from more sources or health sources, but the Ministry of Health is an integrator of these data.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, apparently their Ministry of Health is publishing more data than ours. Okay, so maybe we can wrap up. So you've presented us the story and the current status of the platform. And can you quickly tell us what are the big challenges that you currently face or expect to face soon? And one of the challenges might be dissemination, because I heard that you are influencing the closest region, Košice region, that is considering developing the same infrastructure as you.
Yeah, this is one challenge before in 2021, how we'll cooperate and find the proper way and proper model of cooperation with them. We have also other big topics like tourism, data collection, and data management in the region, like education data improvement, or like map store deploying. It's also very interesting. Last time
You mean upgrading the geOrchestra instance?
yeah, well, geOrchestra, but I would like to mention especially MapStore because the last geOrchestra webinar was about this. So and also we would like to be a very good integrator, yeah, and good cooperation platform within new programming period planning, and be a good supporter for our other components within the Catching Up Regions initiative, like SNINA District Development, Polonini Trail. Polonini Trail, it's tourist trail which should be built in next years, and just to support our other regional development activities within the region.
Yeah, great, thanks. Pierre, has joined us late. I will just quickly introduce Pierre. Pierre is working at World Bank. He is the coordinator of this program. Maybe you would like to say a few words, Pierre, and maybe present us very quickly how the project was set up and the institutional part.
Yeah, thank you, Jean, and hello, everyone. Good to see the geOrchestra international community to be through this meeting. So yeah, so we started this 2 years ago. So and so this is under a European program called Catching Up Regions. So the idea is that we and the EU provide money and support to regions that needs to be supported for their own development. So Prešov is one, Košice is another one in Slovakia, and we do that work, and we work on different components. We work on, for instance, on education, on transport, on different regional issues. And the idea was to integrate a GIS component to provide cross support, of course, because there was not enough GIS data. And so when we started the work, really there was no GIS team, so it was really about supporting the establishment of a new GIS unit. So all you saw today was done from scratch. So I think it's important to say. And it's important to say that relying on open source software such as geOrchestra was really important, not only because it provides with ready to use tools and so on, but also because of the community behind. And so we had a mission or an exchange with geOrchestra. Now we have this webinar with you, so it's really important, and this is the kind of things that we like to support, more collaboration between countries, but also between regions all over the world. And I think in Europe it's particularly important and relevant with all those initiatives at the EU level that are sometimes a bit difficult to implement at the local level. And so I think with what you're doing with geOrchestra and the opportunity to have this now, disseminated in other parts of Europe, for us also it's an opportunity to show actually that what that kind of practices, I would say, that type of collaboration can bring to digital projects. And so it's also important in terms of getting the money and allocate the money to the right projects. So this is something I want to say, that too often we see, money being put on projects with no clear local ownership within the administrations, with no capacity. And so we have a company that is doing most of the work, and at the end of the budget cycle, there is nothing because there is no local ownership within the administration. So again, thanks. I don't have really much to say, but thanks to the geOrchestra community, and I hope it's also just also the start of maybe an international umbrella for geOrchestra. So we are here also to help with that, and so this year we are going to expand the support to Košice region. But also the idea is to start also doing some communication to other countries to explain how it's working in Prešov and in Košice and so on. So yeah, maybe we'll ask your help as well to explain about what's the geOrchestra community, how does that work, and so on. Because it's also, something that would be of interest to people that EU and World Bank to see that actually there are digital platforms that are working.
We'll be glad to help you.
Yeah. Okay.
And
so that's all, and thanks again, and thanks to the team in Prešov for providing the webinar. I hope it was interesting.
Thanks, Pierre, for your kind words. And we have to mention that we are planning to submit geOrchestra as an OSGeo project to give it a wider audience. So this is planned for the coming weeks. This will
Excellent.
surely help.
Yeah, good to know.
Thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you, and bye.
Have a nice day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody, for this presentation.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we are